Before the recently eased lockdown of some states in the country, including Lagos, Ogun, and the FCT, residents of Isheri, Opik, and Arepo communities who thought they could enjoy some calm moments at home with their loved ones had that plan botched due to inadequate supplies of electricity. However, when the bills came, some were handed 61,000 naira for a three-bedroom apartment, others 46,000, and some 11,000 naira by Keja Electric. Meetings were held with the management of the discos, but not much has been done, according to the residents. Well, we reached out to the management of Keja Electric for some answers to the numerous questions posed by the residents. Also, Eco Disco reacts to the issue of tariff increase as bills take a hike. Join us. Power supply to the residents of Isheri, Opik, and Arepo communities has been quite unpredictable for a period of time, and this worsened during the lockdown when a lot of people were at home. However, when the bills came, it was nerve-wracking and unbelievably high for the residents who are yet to have prepaid meters.
I don't go allow her 4 times, more than 4 times. Say, come and shake our house, please. I don't have anything for us.
These residents of Isheri and Lofi cannot understand the message from Ikeja Electric. She's been charged 61,000 naira for a single month for a 3-bedroom apartment, as against an equally high 30,000 naira which she usually got. It's a flat rate, says these other residents, who claims the transformer has a metering system which is never read.
This month, there wasn't kind of light for more than a week. And they brought 46,000. Then how did they come about that amount? So what we expect from them is they should come down to this transformer and be coming to take the readings so that they will do the normal mathematics. Then we know the amount to pay.
At the Bola Tinubu estate further down the road, officials of the various estates and residents association in Opik, Isheri, and Arepo are gathered to discuss the many troubles Ikeja Electric is allegedly putting them through and efforts they've made to fix the challenges.
Since last year, we've been experiencing this, and it was even worse from period of August last year to present moment. In December, there was significant improvement. We have to say this. And for 3 weeks in December, we had good service. We don't know how it happened, but we've tried to inquest from the Keja Electric why they could not continue this provision or sustain this provision. But since then, it has been very, very poor. Not just poor, very poor.
This year, that was March this year, when they also suspected that the community was getting apprehensive and people might likely resort to violence. So there was a meeting that was called by them, and together with the resident from Opik, because they supply the entire stretch with the same grid line, we went to a meeting at Alausa, and in that meeting we have the head of operation, you have the head of equipment, and then you have the PRO, who are their top management staff. They were at the meeting, and we had the ESCOs of the two communities, the ESCO of Opik, Isecom, and then the ESCO of ACCDA, which is Arepo, Central Community Development Association. And we agreed, we agreed that they told us that they had infrastructural problems, and that was the main reason why they could not fulfill obligation in terms of regular supply of power to the two communities.
Customer service of this guy of Ikeja Electric is so bad that it's like they have a programmed response to you. When you go to them for anything, the first thing is that go and pay your bills. This bill, I'm contesting it, it doesn't matter to them. They believe that ultimately you will still have to pay those bills. You understand? This is not supposed to be so. It's only in a monopolistic economy that you can get this kind of attitude. If we are paying money, you should give us quality service. Now, if there's any reason for us not to be able to get that service, you let us know upfront. You understand? I mean, just like the case of load shedding that was agreed before. The days we are not supposed to have light, we will not even ask for it at all. Everybody else, we already zeroed our mind that today we're not going to have power. Now, the days that you are not expecting power, you won't have it. And nobody will say anything. You will call their officers, they won't pick your call. They get free money without providing the services. And you see, it's like we are on one chance.
First is that of poor infrastructure, which is a major issue they've had to contend with, to which they claimed they have also made substantial financial contributions and support.
There are instances where they will tell you transformer cables have been pilfered. We would have to contribute money on our own to replace such cables. And at the end of the day, what do we get? Poor service. Instances where poles will be slanting and they will require replacement. I will tell you, yes, we are going to replace it, but guess what? We don't have it installed. Technically speaking, they are telling you if you need another another pole, make your private arrangement.
Is there no way that IKDC should have given us a human face in spite of all this infrastructure, power infrastructure we have provided by ourselves that is supposed to be their responsibility? How are we getting any form of compensation from IKDC? But all our effort was never heeded to.
We reached out to the management of Ikeja Electric for their response to the issues raised. The Chief Technical Officer first addressed the issue of the outrageous bills being pushed to the residents of Isheri.
Billing issues, electricity, as we all know, it's emotional, it's emotive, and it's social. Billing issues seems to be one of the things that customers keep complaining about, and they have a valid right to do that. But in terms of the billing issues, we're also aware that sometimes you don't want to take it as a collective, it's not a collective aggregation of complaints. Some are underbilled, some are overbilled. So in terms of the billing issues, I think what we normally do is that if a customer has a challenge, we have different platforms by which you can formally and legally engage us, and then they will do the investigation and ensure that whatever needs to be done will be done. But one of the things the regulators has also done is to ensure that the discos accelerate the provision of meters through the meter asset provider. And so one of the things we will encourage our customers is to key into that scheme. Ikeja Electric has its well-defined map process, key into the scheme, and ensure the customers are metered. And one of the focus of this organization is to ensure that we accelerate that scheme so that these issues of estimated billings are a thing of the past. I don't think everybody will bill in this situation, but please, if you feel that your bills are probably not aligned, you can, we have there's a business unit that overlooks that area in Shomolu Business Unit. We have undertaking offices also. The customers can please walk up to the office. We have the email platform. We have a customer service number that you can call, make your complaints. You will get an SR number, and I am sure those issues will be addressed and dealt with.
On the poor power supply situation being experienced by the various communities on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and the inability of Ikeja Electric to meet up with its obligations, an agreement reached on load shedding. Engineer Olajide gives insights to the position of fence.
Traditionally, there has been an issue because the feeder service that vicinity seems to be one of the longest feeders on this network. And the source of that feeder is from a station we call Okearo Injection Substation. In order not to bore you or to go too detail, what is happening is that we have constraints. And in the power sector, there are different players. There's Genco, there's transmission, there's distribution. For you to get power as a customer, everybody looks at the disco. That's the last man you can see. But at different values of the upstreams, there are different challenges and constraints. And particularly on these axes, we have both a distribution challenge and a transmission challenge at the upstream. And we're working with TCN, we're working with the value stakeholders to ensure that we bring this situation to board. Just recently, some weeks ago, we had a chat even with the state government to see on how we can collaborate, because the solution to that place is to have another transmission station situated around the Bega axis or around the Kara axis that can help us break the load and push powers and radiate new feeders and push power into that community. There's a lot of deliberation that is going on. There's a lot of consultation, and even the state government is also willing to help. And I can only appeal to the customers to just be a little bit patient. We're not folding our hands doing nothing. There's a lot of things we're doing to ensure that I can actualize that transmission station. And you know, when you are talking about actualizing a transmission station, TCN has to be in the party, because the kind of transmission station that will relieve that place is to bring a 132 kV line and step it down through a power transformer from the TCN end, where you can now allow you to radiate 33 kV feeders, or further break it down where you can radiate 11 kV feeders to be able to address those technical challenges. Be that is made, there's a lot of collaboration going on, and we can only appeal for them to try and understand with us. One of the issues that a palliative measure which we created, knowing fully that having a 24-hour supply, or maybe a 10-hour or 15-hour or 18-hour supply on a daily basis was becoming difficult, was to try and segment that network into two, where we can allow a part of the network to have close to between 16 to 20 hours in a day. And we now do a load shedding program and allow the other segment to happen. And be that as it may, that has been going on successfully until I think the last 1 or 2 weeks, where we started getting some issues again on the law from there. So what we need to do is that some of the complaints, and my team is also going to have a session with them this week to try and see whether there are some strategic bottlenecks again that is causing these feeders not to allow them to enjoy their own day off. And we will investigate that and ensure that, that equity and stability is there. The network is not, it's our responsibility to do, but for Arepo, it's something that has to go pari passu with Transmission Corporation of Nigeria for us to be able to finally resolve that problem.
Similarly, some customers of Eco Electricity are worried that service providers may have secretly hiked electricity tariff as against next directive that review of tariffs be suspended during this period of the COVID-19 pandemic. In his response, the General Manager, Corporate Communications of Eco Electricity Distribution Company dismisses the claim. He says residents enjoyed a lot of supplies during the lockdown.
There's no hike in tariff at all. You know, immediately this pandemic started, most companies in the power industry, we quickly went down to the drawing board to see how there will be a kind of respite on the part of our customers. And then the regulators, NEC, equally came into to say we should not increase tariff. Before now, the case of tariff increase has been on the table, but it was temporarily suspended. So to say there is an increase, there's none. There's a tendency for people to definitely complain because they've never had it so good. Electricity has been there. And when you have enough electricity given to you, it's simple mathematics that when the bill comes, it will go up a little. Because prior to this time, when there was no shutdown, you may not be at home, you go to work. If you are not at home, there's no reason for you to consume much energy apart from your refrigerator that will be working 24/7. But if you're at home, there's a tendency for you to be on your computer. There's a tendency for you to watch television. Everything, air conditioner will be on. Probably you need to iron your clothes or whatever. Then the pumping machine, because you are consuming a lot. The pumping machine, which of course consumes most of your energy. Pumping machine, electric iron, then air conditioner. So when you're at home and you need all this comfort, definitely the consumption will go up. And when the bill comes at the end of the month, you should expect it to naturally just go up too.
Inadequate power supply, estimated bills, lack of prepaid meters, tariff reviews are issues that have beclouded the electricity value chain since privatization occurred. Unfortunately, none of these issues have been resolved after over 5 years. This clearly demonstrates how not to solve problems. While it is expected that businesses make profit, it mustn't be at the expense of the consumers, whom the system has stripped of the right to make choice of preferred service provider. The consumer deserves to be protected and should be given that protection.